Welcome to our segment for the entrepreneur, and our proud Pinoy entrepreneur this week is a gentleman who honed his skills in manufacturing in the paper business.
Who is not familiar with Sanicare and its various paper products? Sanicare has become a household name in the Philippines, and the man behind it is Mr. Renato Sio, chairman of this proudly Filipino company. Mr. Rene Sio has a story to tell.
Sanitary Care was born in the golf course. There were four friends, four golf mates na we meet almost every week, and we kept on saying, ano ba magandang business? Ano ba magandang business? This was about 1995, 1996. So at the time, the paper industry where I was employed was having a lot of problems. So the owners, Mrs.Marixi Prieto and Mr. Elon Ting, they own Inquirer also. They sent me and the marketing vice president. At the time, I was vice president for manufacturing. So they sent me and our marketing and sales vice president, dalawa kami, to a course in Hawaii. It's an advanced management course. And we were asked to bring our financial statements. Kasi the reason we're going there is because we are having problems in the company. And the question is, how come our profit margins in the paper industry keep shrinking and shrinking every year? And the owners foresee that there will become a time na wala ng profit ang paper manufacturing. So that was the start of our course, and our professors went through our financial statements, and their conclusion was the Philippines has no more competitive advantage in manufacturing paper.
Rene Sia worked for the Prietos for 11 years, but before that, he learned the ropes in the PICOP plant in Mindanao. It is quite clear that he worked up an extensive learning experience in the paper business.
Initially, the machines that we purchased were just ordinary machines. Of course, as soon as we got customers, we upgraded. And today, I would say we have the most modern machines making toilet paper in the Philippines.
It was in 1996 that Mr. Sio and four of his friends started Sanicare. At that time, imported toilet paper was the norm, but these were too pricey for the average Filipino households. We asked Mr. Sio if he was not intimidated by his foreign competitors.
I didn't think of them because of the high cost, the high prices. In fact, I saw it as an opportunity. When I was talking to my golf mates, sabi ko, uy, alam niyo ba yung tissue paper, ganito ang presyo niyan. Pero ang manufacturing cost natin, if we import the paper, dumating dito yan, gagawin natin yung tissue paper, kalahati lang. Sabi ko, oh, ganun? Sabi ko, yeah, kalahati lang. So the margins are big. So we will not avail of that margin. Ibaba natin yung price. That's why the first price list that we sent out to the market was kinopya lang namin yung competitor, and then we multiplied 40% discount. So 40% discount of that price list. That was our price list. Kasi nag-umpisa kami, we didn't know how much the cost would be, di ba? And so yun ang umpisa namin.
He found out that with good quality paper and very affordable prices, his products would be embraced by the Pinoy homemakers.
The ladies, the women who buy tissue paper do not have to be persuaded when they see the price is low and the quality is so much better. And that's what happened. Over the last 20 years, we have grown exponentially. So, because the women who buy our tissue paper, they know that this is a better product, and you look at the price, it's cheaper.
When Sanicare started its manufacturing operations, they had four basic products: the table napkin, facial tissue, and toilet paper and paper towels.
When we started, we had 11 employees. In fact, I was not able to play golf for the first 5 years kasi I was doing a lot of work myself. And then our 11 employees was all I had at the time. And today we have over 1,000 employees. So we have created employment, especially in the provinces where our competitors never put up offices, sales offices. Our philosophy was we want to give the consumer a price break, an advantage in price and quality. So to be able to do that for the Visayas in Mindanao, we cannot just ship the product from Manila to Cebu or to Davao kasi the cost of freight is so expensive. So we have to duplicate what we did in Taguig, in Cebu, Davao, Cagayan de Oro. And now we also have Dagupan, Lipa, and Mabalacat. So we now have 7 manufacturing plants. What's the theory behind this? The paper from abroad goes directly to the factory in Davao or in Cebu or in Cagayan de Oro. So we don't have to freight the finished product. So the cost in Mindanao to us, to the consumer, is the same as the cost to the consumers in Taguig. The Gupan is because the north is also expensive to service. So we decided to put up a small factory in the Gupan as well, so that the prices in Baguio, which is a very big user of tissue paper, would be the same as in Manila. So that is the theory. Ship the material, the raw material, directly to the consumer.
From the simple machines that they started with, they now have the most modern and fully automatic machines in their plants. They have grown so much in their 20 years of existence, and it was inevitable that people who admire their success would ask them about it.
When people ask me, how do you sustain your growth? Well, the main reason we can sustain it is through new developments. Innovation. Kaya nga yung board namin nakalagay innovation. Like toilet paper, we have been wanting to champion the use of virgin pulp because virgin pulp is hygienic. When you wipe wet surfaces with toilet paper made from virgin pulp, it does not leave any himolmol. It does not leave any lint or himolmol. So we champion the use of 100% virgin pulp.
Because Rene Sio has chalked up a lifetime of experience in the business he started, success has not been elusive to them. But like all ventures, there are always challenges to meet.
Siyempre, di sa Philippines, ang pinakamahirap is yung islands. Ang dami nating islands. Example, Boracay is a very small place, but the consumption of tissue is very big. Palawan, Bohol, these are tourist areas where tissue paper demand is very high. The question is, how can you service them? No, that's the biggest problem of supplying the Philippines. We are 1,000 islands. So that's the biggest challenge we have. So like Palawan, our Iloilo warehouse, we have to put up also a warehouse in Boracay itself. And now we're building a warehouse in Palawan because the trucking, the logistics, talagang may typhoon, and Boracay, the hotels there, you cannot say, hindi ko kami nakasupply kasi may bagyo eh. So we had to put up a warehouse there.
Now, Sanicare can boast of 20 warehouses, 7 of them with manufacturing plants. The company serves the entire Philippines from north to south, and Mr. Sio has come to realize that they have fully saturated the country in terms of distribution. So, what's in store for Sanicare?
But we're thinking of adapting the same concept to the islands. We have Micronesia, Guam, Hawaii. We're thinking of applying the same business model because the Philippine business model is so unique. We are so desperate, dami nating islands. No? And in Micronesia, they have the same problem. Their costs there are very high. If you go to Hawaii, for example, or Guam, the prices of tissue paper is tremendous, almost double that of Philippines. And it's because of the island situation. They have to import the finished product.
The company is not considering exporting their products just yet because the cost of freight is too much and will affect their selling price. Now, most of the high-end hotels in the country use their products. Luxury hotels like Shangri-La, Manila Hotel, and Manila Peninsula, to name a few, are among their satisfied customers. Sanicare is now one of the most respected Filipino brands in the country. We asked Mr. Rene Sio to share the secrets of his success with would-be entrepreneurs.
Mga gustong mag-business, they should always have the consumer in mind. They should look for the competitive advantage. Yung iba sinasabi nila, unique selling proposition. You should not be just a copycat. Kagaya when we started tissue, you cannot just say, I'll just copy the leading brands. You have to have an advantage. And in our case, it is the fact that we can bring in paper at a higher quality and at a lower cost and make them locally so that we can be very competitive price-wise and quality-wise. So, marami ako nami-meet na gusto mag-business pero pag tinanong ko sila, what makes you different from the next guy? Hindi naguguluhan na sila, hindi nila. You always have to identify what you have better than them. Why would people go to you? What is your competitive advantage?
His own competitive advantage is his ability to import paper from the best source and at the best price, have the finished products manufactured locally in strategically located manufacturing plants. He is able to sell his products at prices more than competitive with his multinational competitors who have to contend with high freight costs when they bring their finished products here. We also asked Rene Sio about his company's CSR projects.
Yung CSR naman, here in the community in Taguig, we try to uplift our schools here. We try to help the schools. In fact, we have programs next year to bring them to cultural shows like the ones being sponsored by the Cultural Center of the Philippines, Ballet Philippines, to uplift them. We also have contributed to Habitat for Humanities to help out in the making of homes. Actually, that's our dream, is to be able to build houses for our own people. That's our biggest dream. It's very difficult here in Metro Manila. So we're partnering with the Habitat to get that going.
Knowing how they work with sheer determination and focus, their dream for their beloved employees will soon see fruition. You have just met up close and personal your proud Pinoy entrepreneur, Mr. Renato Sio, Chairman of Sanicare.